how you guys doing? So we got a box here. Mystery sword. So in my collection, I noticed I only had one of these. So I decided I was going to get another one because I like to see what specifically what the quality of some companies, if this consistent or not. So, and I was like, oh dang, I don't have another one to compare. I should get one. So I did. So let me get this box open here, and got it open. Kind of. Here, stupid cardboard and tape, everything else. It's being a pain in the butt. There we go. Let's see what this looks like here. Oh, I like this. This is nice. Really nice. Alright, so this is the Sea Wave katana from Bohayu. I'll get into the details as we go, and we'll try some cutting. Then we'll talk about the issues, which are very little. So let's get into it. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to start with the saya first. So the saya has a kind of a medium type red. It's not too dark, it's not too bright. Kind of like it. It has black accents, as you can see in it, and that those black accents are actually the wood grain. Light doesn't do it too much justice. Now you notice there's a black end right there. Let's come over here. Korogata is black, and so is the Koraguchi. It's not bullhorn. I wish it was, but it's not at this price point. Overall, it's a nice saya. It's got a nice thick sagio in the traditional presentation knot. The mouth of the Koraguchi is fairly well done, but I will have to say this is one of the cons. I'm not saying this is for all of them. I did have to shim this mouth right from the get-go. So, not saying that every one of this sword you're going to get is like that. My other Bohayu that I got, I didn't have to. It's just this one. So, now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to the katana. Okay, so on the katana itself, we have copper antiqued for the Suba, the Fuchi, and the Kashira. And you can see we have some waves there. We have some waves right there. Now the camera's not doing it too good of a justice, but they're fairly well done. Real Samigawa. Also we have, for the Minukis, we have waves again. It's a total waves theme. And then this Edo wrap is actually real leather. You can kind of move it a little bit back and forth, but it's nothing horrible. But it's a soft leather, so it feels really, really comfortable in the hands. The ska itself is shaped nicely, fits really good in the hands. Let me get a light here. Okay, I'm going to get some light here. So on the back end, it's the same thing. It's like wave lines and wind on the kasha. Now, so the baki has a wave pattern which is fairly nice. The fit is pretty good. The blade, the busy end here, is a differentially hardened 1095 blade. And it's done very well. No bohi, obviously. The Kasaki line is done fairly well too. So now, if you notice on this sword, there's kind of a gray area right here. And that's because this is a folded blade, so they polished this out, they polished out that one line, and they did semi-polish here to leave it gray. The light really doesn't do it any justice. But it handles like a dream in the hands. Now the second issue I had with this is this edge wasn't very sharp, so I had to sharpen it. But overall, out of the two things, having to shim the saya and having to sharpen this, it came out very, very well. I really like this sword. It's comfortable in the hands, everything. Point of balance from the hibaki out is 4 3/4, so not bad at all. So obviously if you go from the suba out, it's going to be 5 3/4, so it handles like a dream. But let's move on and see how it does cutting. Okay, so overall, what do I think of the Sea Wave Uchi Katana from Bohayu? I like it. I really do. I think this is going to turn out to be one of my most favorite swords. For $146, you definitely can't go wrong with this. Now, some people say having a folded blade, you don't need that. I kind of like the look of them. Some people say they could really mess up on them, create voids. I'll get into that in another video. But everything's super tight on this. The look, the aesthetics of it is very nice and very appealing. And the only thing I wish is you could really see the folded pattern a little bit better, but that's okay. I mean, the right light you can see it, and my camera just won't pick it up and do it justice, unfortunately. But I think they knocked it out of the park for this one. Have another Bohayu. The leather's a lot harder. This one's a lot softer. It indexes really well too in the hands. So if you're looking for a good budget sword that you can use in the backyard, you can't go wrong with it. Even the transitions are nice, and I do appreciate, like always, they wrapped around the koshra. I always feel that really secures it in place when they don't glue it, and I like the dome shape in the back. It adds a little bit more for your grip, but if not saying like with the Saya all of them are going to be like that, it is a budget sword, but it wasn't a big deal to shim it, because I got this yesterday. I shimmed it, sharpened it, as you saw in the cutting. Cuts beautifully. I mean, very little effort after I got sharpened. Handles nice in the hands. A little front heaviness, but it's not bad at all. The POB on this is actually 4 3/4, so it's an 1/8 inch more, but not a big deal. So if you're looking for a really appealing looking Uchi katana that handles well, Bohayu, 146 bucks. So that's without tax and shipping, of course. And it's already here in the States, so you don't have to wait long, a week. But that's all I have for you guys. I'm gonna go and have some more fun with this thing. Might do a video on how well it does with katas. So we'll see. Until then, we'll see y'all later.